Hey guys, welcome back to Zakari Hikari. My name is Zach, and as you know, here we discuss everything related to conscious manifestation, consciousness, higher consciousness, Neville Goddard, the law of assumption, all that good stuff. Before I start, if you guys want to work with me, all my information's down below. And today I got inspired to make this video the other night when I was really thinking and just kind of meditating on the I am, okay, and reality and you know, the quantum world and everything related to that. And I was watching actually this movie. It's called what's it called? The Secret Life of Marty Miller, I think it's called. Forgive me if I'm wrong. In Japanese, it's called Life. It's a Ben Stiller movie. It just spoke out to me when I was at the Japanese bookstore, and it's this movie. I'm not going to give it all away, but if you haven't seen it, absolutely watch it. This guy, he kind of zones out in his day-to-day life, and he's just an average guy. His company's going through this whole downsizing and acquisition. And he just keeps like zoning out in imagination, but in his reality, he's not really embodying the person in his imagination, so to speak. And then through a crazy series of events, it starts to like really come together, and everything, you know, he starts becoming the person way beyond anything he ever imagined before. So in that movie, I didn't know anything about it. I just was in the bookstore, and I was like, oh, this looks like it might be something about manifestation. I didn't even read the back cover. I just looked at the cover image, and lo and behold, it did. So I wanted to start with a Neville quote. Okay. And this goes into imagination as well. And if you saw my last video talking about the need to imagine, please go check that out if you have not seen it. But it's all the same thing. Okay. But Neville, your prayer must be answered if you assume the feeling that would be yours were you already in possession of your objective. The moment you accept the wish as an accomplished fact, the subconscious finds means for its realization. To pray successfully, then, you must yield to the wish, that is, feel the wish fulfilled. The perfectly disciplined man is always in tune with the wish as an accomplished fact. He knows that consciousness is the one and only reality, that ideas and feelings are facts of consciousness and are as real as objects in space. Therefore, he never entertains a feeling which does not contribute to his happiness, for feelings are the causes of the actions and circumstances of his life. Okay? So I wanted to look at this a little bit more from a quantum perspective. And before I start with that, because I want to explain how this all works, okay? Because if you're going to buy the pearl, I think for me, people like me, it helps to actually have a understanding of, okay, well, if I'm going to believe in this, how does it actually work? And I'm going to explain that to you the best I can. But before we start, I wanted to give you guys a quick video. This guy, I don't know his name. I can't see, Christopher Langan, I guess. And it says, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but it says he's the world's smartest man with like a 210 IQ. And I want to play this short clip for you guys when he was asked about awareness and if God exists. Okay, let me, hopefully you guys can hear this okay.
Does God exist?
Yes.
Simple as
Yes.
that.
The reality has an identity. Okay? The identity is that as which something exists. Okay? Matter of fact, when you say the word reality, you're naming an identity. You're identifying something. This.
I'm smiling because your answer on this is so beautiful. It just reminds me of Moses at the burning bush. And Moses at the burning bush says, who shall I tell the people that you are? Talking to God. And God says, tell them I am that I am.
That's right.
I am identity itself. I'm being himself.
That's exactly right. That's what the CTMU says. It just comes up with a mathematical structure that you need to build a reality out of that. You see? So you come up with that identity, and then you search it for its properties. You see, once you built the preliminary framework, then you start deducing the properties of this identity, and you find out that those properties match those of God as described in most of the world's major religions.
Okay. So, what does that mean? Because that sounds like a whole lot of nothing with a whole lot of something at the same time, right? So, let me take a look at... Of course, I don't have any spare whiteboards because I didn't clean them before I made this video, so I'll just go off the cuff, okay? If you understand in one of my earlier videos where I'm talking about the whole world is made of light, okay? This is from one of my videos a couple months ago, I think. And everything is just made of light. That's consciousness. That's the I am. That's actually just level 7. That's everything. Everything's made of light, okay? But what does that really mean? Well, this whole entire 3D illusion is your personal illusion, okay? Now, everybody's existing within their own individual points of consciousness. And within each of those points of consciousness, each person has their own reality. But through their experiences of their own perception, their own awareness, their own, unique vantage point, they connect with other versions of other people, and then they build their ideas of how the reality works. And then they kind of get trapped in their own illusion, okay? But if you take a step back and look at this from a quantum perspective, everything is made out of quantum particles of light. Billions upon billions of infinite quantum particles that are always shifting and always moving based on the person who is observing it, okay? So how does that work with manifestation? Well, if you understand, basically, all of those quantum particles are reacting to, reflecting your awareness of them. So when you shift your observation or your awareness or your assumption or whatever you want to call it, the quantum particles, based on who you're being, literally rearrange themselves to then reflect the reality that you're in now. So when you think of shifting realities, yes, you technically are shifting to different movies, different film roles, and everything's already done, but you go there first by being that person long enough for the quantum particles to rearrange themselves. And that's what we call when we say the quantum wave collapses. I'm sure you've heard that before. The wave collapses. The wave collapses. What the fuck does that mean? All it means is that literally when you no longer are aware of a certain reality and you have enmeshed yourself and attached to that new reality over here, and you're being that new person, and you're looking at what properties does that person have, what type of life does that person lead, what would that reality look like, that's who I am now, I'm identified with this reality over here. The quantum particles that make up the current illusion that you're in rework themselves around your awareness like a mathematical equation to bring you into the reality that you are now identified with. That's how this works. And then sometimes when the wave collapses or things are rearranging themselves, yeah, things can get a little bit wonky, right? Because you already had these past assumptions before, or it just has to kind of like blow up a little bit in order for things to rearrange themselves a little bit more. And when that happens, that's literally showing you, okay, well, I'm actually in that reality now because everything's getting a little bit wonky and it's reworking itself around who I am. Because all this entire illusion is ever doing is responding to you. That's why I think people get really misled when they think that, if they just do this long enough and then all of a sudden they've reprogrammed the subconscious mind, right? They've gotten, they bought the pearl and they've decided this one thing, but then they stop identifying with it, and then they start to remember or imagine all that past stuff that they believe happened to them in linear time, and then they go right back to that old reality. This is a game of choosing who you are from moment to moment to moment, forever and ever and ever and ever. And that's where mindfulness comes in. It's being mindful of what are you identifying. Or who are you identifying as? What are you assuming? Where is your awareness going in this moment? Is it reflecting the person that you want to be, or is it reflecting the reality or the person that you don't want to be? And the only person who can control that is you. But if you're thinking about this, and it helps to think about it from the quantum perspective, okay, I want this reality. I am now identified with this reality, and I'm identifying with it through whatever process I'm doing, knowing I am reality. I'm choosing it. I'm going there, and then I'm watching everything swirl around and conform to who I've decided I am, which reality I decided that I want to live in now. Okay? That is how this works. That's how it works. And then you will never, ever, you can't be proven wrong. It's not like manifestation is something that I know it's been mass marketed into this big like TikTok fucking trend, but that's literally like the surface level, not fully understanding that you, in your entire awareness, is what creates your entire world. Because this malleable world out here is only reflecting where you are in awareness at all times. And the movie script will play out exactly as it's supposed to play out based on who you're identified with being at that exact moment. And sometimes when you make a rapid shift in your awareness to go to that new awareness, it looks like everything's just blown up. When I talked to you guys a few videos about my near-death experience when I was hit by the 18-wheeler, and I think I showed the pictures in that video. I can't remember, but it's neither here nor there. But when that happened, the night before that accident happened, I was up all night and I was imagining myself going to a certain university, studying Japanese, when I was completely doing something different up until that point. But I had already enmeshed myself with this other reality that I was going to be a journalism major, and I was going to move to New York, and I was going to do all this other stuff. But I really didn't want that. This was what I really wanted, but this is where I was. And in order for me to actually go here, something drastic needed to happen to shift me to that awareness. And what happened? I got hit by an 18-wheeler, and I started having coma dreams. I went to Japan, and all this crazy stuff happened, and it was this big roundabout way of going there that didn't need to go about that way. No, probably not, but that was the path of least resistance for me to get here, and now here I am, okay? You need to fully understand the illusion is not real. The illusion is a real experience of reality, but the truth behind the illusion, Moses at the burning bush, who are you? Who do you say you are? I am that I am. You are reality. You are the quantum illusion. You are one with that consciousness, and your awareness is what molds that consciousness to put you in your preferred reality with your preferred identity. But you got to do it. I mean, and it's not a matter of doing and efforting and trying, and that's where you get burned out when you're trying to do it to change your reality rather than just doing it just to light up the reality for the love of lighting it up. To put it in imagination and think about it just for the love of experiencing it in imagination, and then once you do that frequently enough and rest in the I am, knowing that you are reality, that's when things start to change on the outside. It takes a leap of faith to trust that, oh yeah, okay, imagination is the only reality. I have this power. I am the power. I am all power. I am everything. That's what changes your reality, guys. That's how you do it. But again, the quantum field, it's going to collapse around. It's going to rearrange itself. It's always moving. Nothing that is a part of the 3D illusion, your body included, your thoughts and feelings included, are not permanent. You can't base anything that is always moving is not reality. Right? It's not. It's an illusion of reality, but the only thing that is ever real is the non-changing true consciousness of all that is. And your I am is the part of you that is one with everything. And your conscious self has the ability to understand that you are one with that I am, and then you start commanding reality lovingly, just knowing it's done, and then going about your best day. You identify with what that reality looks like, you light it up in imagination, you know it, and then you identify with it and keep imagining, keep going there, keep lighting it up in imagination. After you understand, okay, this is what I've been aware of, this is what I want to be aware of. That's the crucial step. And again, people are like, well, how do I know what I'm aware of? Sit there and fucking ask yourself, what am I really aware of? What keeps popping up in my awareness? If you need some help to narrow that down, again, you can work with me, but it's so, I think you guys get a lot more tripped up on like these little nuances than you need to be. It's just always, what are you imagining right now? And the quantum wave, this whole reality, the illusion, is just responding to you in totality in every moment. And you can't lie to yourself. You can't trick yourself because you are awareness. So if you're thinking, okay, well, I know how this law works, so it can't touch me, so I can be aware of all this shit, but I'm not going to give it any power. So you're playing this like really dangerous game. You're going to start seeing shit you don't want to see. Okay? You have to buy the pearl that imagination is what's your awareness, your consciousness, who you're identifying as, that feeling, that identification. That's what makes the quantum particles reflect back to you. That's what it means that life is happening through you. It's not happening to you. Life and everyone around you is reflecting you. Everyone is you pushed out. It's the quantum field rearranges itself around who you are being at all times. And once you understand that, it feels kind of weird at first, and then you feel like, oh wait, holy shit, life is incredible. Because you're not giving your power away anymore to anything outside of you. It's all you. All right. So that's what I wanted to hop on here. I should have prepared the board. We'll do well, I mean, listen, we're going to have plenty of content coming out, but I want you guys to really see that. Okay. I want you to see that this illusion of reality is just a billion little dots of particles. Have you ever seen, so my friend does this artwork called dippling. Look it up, like where every little dot makes up the picture. Imagine that's what reality looks like. It's all these little quantum light dots that just rearrange themselves around where you are in awareness. And based on where you are in awareness and who you're identifying with in awareness, your reality then changes. Okay? It's that simple, guys. It's that simple. But either you're the captain of your ship or someone or something else is. All right? And again, if you look at my last video, you have to be aware of what does that reality even look like that I want to be in? And then before you go there, you want to know, okay, who am I identifying with up until this point so I can choose again? That's it. All right. So if you guys want to work with me, again, all my information is down below. I love you guys. I'm excited for this year. 2025 is going to be amazing. This channel is going to, I just want to cover this from every perspective possible. I want to have fun with you guys. I want to enjoy just uncovering this and looking at it from my perspective, and doing more inspired works videos are going to be coming out as well. I have one that I've been dying to do forever. Maybe I'll get to that actually this weekend, because it's one that I'm so passionate about. So I will look forward to seeing you guys this year. Again, I'm so grateful that you guys are on the crew. I love working and talking to all of you guys, and we're gonna have a great year ahead. All right, guys, I love you, and I will talk to you soon. All right, bye.